that the show that AEW had last week
Yeah.
after all the stuff between Punk and the
Bucks and everything. Yeah.
Punk and the Bucks and whoever else involved. The show they had last week was one of the best shows I've ever seen them produce. I knew everybody on the show, and they got over 1 million viewers. So it just goes to show you everybody could be replaced. No, I knew. I mean, Jericho had a hell of a match with John Moxley. And the opening match was that 4-way elimination. Shoot, I can't remember all of it. But anyway, it was a hell of a show. I knew everybody on it, and the people that are in disagreement with each other right now weren't on the show, and they still did over 1 million viewers. So good for them. And they stay on track like that with storylines that everybody can follow. That's how they catch the WWE.
Yeah.
They did almost 1.1 and WWE 1.6, of course, against the NFL. So to me, that's the path they need to follow, not worry about what's going on backstage, which apparently they're not.
They've done a great job, and as you and I, as folks are listening to this, they've got one of their bigger shows of the year tonight at Arthur Ashe Stadium. I know Rick's going to be watching. I'll be watching. Of course, our friends JR and Tony Schiavone and the whole gang will be there. But it's a big deal to run New York. It's an even bigger deal to run Arthur Ashe, and it looked
It's
fantastic.
sold out too, right?
I don't know if it's sold out, but it's real close. And from what I hear, there'll be around 15,000 fans there. And
Well, that says it all.
it's going to look like a pay-per-view, but it's free on TV. So be sure to check it out tonight.
I will.
Yambag Jones is trying to stir it up here, Rick. He wants to know what booking was worse, the way Sting and Hogan ended at Starrcade 1997, of course, with a controversial finish with Bret Hart. Maybe it was a little overbooked. Or Sting and Triple H at WrestleMania 31, where unbelievably, Sting's finally at WrestleMania, and Hunter's just going to beat him. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
If you had it to do over again, would you have had Sting win his WrestleMania debut?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But that's not saying that I understand why or how they didn't.
Right.
Because it certainly wouldn't be. It certainly would be because he's not popular, because he's so well liked by everybody.
Yes.
But the thing with I was so far removed, but I do remember the thing with Hogan and Sting and that.
Yes.
And I just it was all confusing to me. And if you look back, it was really confusing time. I know it got ratings and all that, but it was exciting. But maybe I was just so far removed from it that I don't remember it that well. I can remember seeing Sting upset a couple times, and it was just so political. It was like it was the locker room was Hulk and Randy, and it was Kevin and Scott and Waltman, and then it was Sting and Luger in another locker room. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just three different, and then Eric just bounced around to each locker room making promises he couldn't keep. Well, would try anyway.
Sure.
It's hard to keep everybody appeased when there's no leader.
Yeah. Last one. I know we touched on it before, but
and that ultimately is why they're out of business.
Lack of leadership, you think?
Well, just lack of accounting,
right?
For everything.
Yeah.
You just can't let the company run. Someone's got to run the company. The company can't run you.
Look at you dropping a little wisdom on us here today. I like it.
No, but I mean, I've been around it enough. I've seen it. You think anybody gave Vern Gagne any shit in AWA? When Vern gave a finish, think anybody said anything to him?
Do you think Tony Khan is learning how to navigate all of that too? Because
no, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how Tony runs the show. I don't know who delivers the finishes. I don't know that, but I'm asking a question about Vern Gagne.
Right.
You think when Harley Race walked in the locker room and he said, "I'm winning tonight," anybody said anything to him?
I mean, I wouldn't
Do you think
imagine so.
anybody said anything to Harley Race and walked in and said, "I'm going over tonight"? Any problems?
No, I think that's a done deal.
Silence.
Yeah.
It's just changed. It just has changed. it's it's a different world. Probably for the good. Probably for the good. But I wanted to compliment AEW on that show because it was
Yeah,
really
it was
good.
fantastic.
Jericho and all those guys, they busted their ass.
We had a few really, really good shows. I think as we're recording this, it's 4 weeks in a row, over 1,000,000 viewers.
Yeah, good for them.
Ad guys
That
taking
hey,
it,
that's
guys.
how they catch WWE. I mean, in terms of just TV ratings on Raw, not as a as WWE the universe, but by and like ignoring the stuff that causes any kind of negativity, ignoring the social media. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That runs your company, then you got problems.
I asked a question during the watch along of the match, and then we had to shut it down.